Elon Musk is going to try on Russia. How is he going to do it? What help did Ukraine receive from Elon Musk and what he himself thinks about this situation? Watch our video to learn more. Welcome to the Tech Zone channel. In this video we will talk about the latest news around Ukraine and Russia, Elon Musk's help to Ukraine, and analyze what is happening now. On February 24, 2022, the armed conflict between Russia and Ukraine began. This event turned the whole world upside down. The problem is not only that Russia's invasion of Ukraine calls into question the entire international security system, but also that it has caused enormous damage to the entire global economy. Russia is one of the main exporters of resources in the world. The existence of many economies in Europe and Asia depends on the oil and gas of this country. But the sanctions that Western countries imposed to stop the bloodshed in Ukraine led to the fact that gas and oil prices in Europe and the United States jumped sharply. This affects not only the industrial sector of developed countries, but also affects the entire economy and stimulates the growth of inflation. In addition, do not forget about what is happening directly in Ukraine. The economy of this country is already completely destroyed, millions of residents are fleeing from there, and civilians are forced to hide in basements. In these conditions, it is simply necessary for the whole of humanity that the most influential businessmen and media personalities join the struggle for peace and influence Russia. One of these people is Elon Musk. He is one of the most popular people in the world. His name is known even to people who are not interested in technology. Being one of the richest people in the world, Elon manages to combine the qualities of a real rock star and an effective businessman. We all know these stories about how Elon Musk simply shook up the entire stock market with his tweet or action, forcing the shares of some companies to become cheaper and others to become more expensive very quickly. Its influence on the minds of people around the world is difficult to overestimate, and it can become one of the tools to push Russia towards peace. There are a lot of people living in the Russian Federation who respect Elon Musk and listen to him. There are tens of millions of them. The American businessman, speaking for peace in Ukraine, has already persuaded many Russians and motivated them not to remain silent, but to express their protest against the special operation of the Russian Federation. The more such people become, the less confident the Kremlin will feel, which means that the probability that Moscow will make peace with Kiev increases significantly. It is ordinary citizens who are the tool used to justify a military conflict. Putin says he is counting on a consolidated patriotic position, namely the silence of Russian citizens who are afraid to speak out, creates the illusion of imaginary support for Russia's special operation in Ukraine. Elon Musk is able to change this, and his actions inspire an increasing number of Russians to take action. But of course, it would be too naive to assume that words alone can stop military aggression. In order for a country that has started aggression against another country to go to peace, the defenders must win at least a few major victories. Elon Musk is doing everything possible from him to help the Ukrainian army bring the signing of a peace treaty closer. So, the Telegraph and the Daily Mail write about the dual purpose of Starlink and mention the Ukrainian Delta system that processes UAV camera data to adjust the AFU fire. Elon Musk's satellites help Zelensky dominate the sky. Starlink allows Ukrainian drones to destroy Putin's tanks helpless in front of Starlink. The new technology of the American mask helps to keep Ukrainian drones in touch with their bases. Drones used in the field can use Starlink to maintain communication and provide intelligence, as the internet and power outages plague Ukraine. With this technology, drones can be directed to drop anti-tank ammunition to help repel a Russian attack. I am grateful to him for supporting Ukraine with words and deeds. Next week we will receive another batch of Starlink systems for destroyed cities, Zelensky wrote recently. Meanwhile, Musk's satellites are still arriving. Already 53 Starlink internet satellites have been launched into space. According to the Telegraph, Ukrainian drones, coupled with the civilian internet from SpaceX, use a system called Delta, which was created in recent years with the help of Western advisors. Ukrainians improved the system with the help of Western countries, which provided radio communications superior to Soviet-era technology. The US has spent millions of dollars on a system to protect against Russian hacking. It includes situational awareness software that creates an interactive map that includes images from drones, satellites, sensors and human intelligence, which allows you to track the enemy. Delta is believed to be compatible with NATO systems, and was tested during the Sea Breeze military exercises in the Black Sea last year, which involved the United States, Ukraine and 30 other countries. In December 2018, the Pentagon conducted several experiments with the Starlink satellite system and the tasks of controlling a flying infantry fire support battery. Starlink uses thousands of small satellites at an altitude of about 340 miles above the Earth's surface. Ukrainian Aerorozvedka uses Elon Musk's satellite systems to communicate with its bases, sending signals from Starlink terminals and using ground stations in neighboring countries, including Poland. The Aerorozvedka division was formed by a group of enthusiasts of civil aircraft models and those who have experience in engineering in 2014 after the outbreak of war in eastern Ukraine. The group has helped create drones and sensors for the military to monitor the border, and has also helped adapt commercially available drones to gather intelligence and even drop improvised explosives. This turned out to be so effective that the US believes that it is not necessary to supply aircraft to Ukrainians and decided to send Switchblades, known as kamikaze drones, which were originally developed for US Special Forces and have the ability to destroy tanks. The Pentagon listened to the deputy head of intelligence, who told about the delight of the Ukrainian side from the help of American colleagues. The report noted the revolutionary efforts of US intelligence in Ukraine. They also process all intelligence information coming from Europe. Then it is sent to the military of Ukraine in real time via Elon Musk's Starlink communication system. Musk has thousands of satellites, and it is not possible to drown them all out. As we can see, Elon Musk really provides Ukraine with very serious assistance in the struggle for peace. However, there is another reason that makes Musk an important person for bringing peace between Russia and Ukraine. He does not go to extremes, blaming the Russians for all the troubles happening in Ukraine. The fact is that many residents of Western countries after the outbreak of the conflict in Ukraine began not only to criticize the actions of the Russian state, but also to openly poison the residents of Russia online. This is wrong, because after such statements about themselves, Russians begin to feel isolated from the rest of the world and begin to consolidate around their government. Even those of them who condemn the behavior of the Russian Federation in the international arena, because of constant harassment, turn into an anti-European or anti-American camp. Elon Musk, by his behavior, gives them hope that the world will not turn away from them, and this motivates some Russians to continue fighting not against the rest of the world, but for the withdrawal of the Russian army from the territory of Ukraine. It really works, you can see it by the example of recent events. Thus, the Starlink satellite network refused to block internet access to Russian media at the request of some governments. This was stated by the American entrepreneur Elon Musk himself. His company SpaceX operates the Starlink satellite system. Some governments, not Ukraine, have ordered Starlink to block Russian news sources. We won't do it, except at gunpoint. I'm sorry that I'm a supporter of freedom of speech, Musk wrote on Twitter. In response, Vladimir Solovyov, chairman of the Union of Journalists of Russia, commented on the refusal of the founder of SpaceX and Tesla, Elon Musk, to block the Russian media. In conversation with the publication News, he welcomed the entrepreneur's decision. Solovyov noted that Musk's refusal to block Russian media in the global satellite communication system Starlink can only be given a positive assessment. Against the general background of the massive violation of all the principles of journalism, freedom of speech and freedom of dissemination of information throughout the Western world, now this lone voice, of course, stands out, he said. The head of the SDR also suggested that the entrepreneur is able to endure all the blows he will be subjected to after his statement about the refusal to block the Russian media. Musk is one of the richest people in the world and a fairly independent person, he explained. Such behavior of the American billionaire was approved by Russian internet users, and many of them realized that they were not alone in their struggle to sign a peace treaty with Ukraine. In fact, the founder of the company is one of those rare people who restrain the growth of chauvinism and xenophobia within Russia, and does not stimulate it. Therefore, it is very important that Elon Musk continues to fight, otherwise there will be very little chance of a peaceful settlement of the situation. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to be the first to receive the latest news about the world.